Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who I learned this truth from. Salutations, much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. Now, this lesson is going to be dealing with this. Part of it, okay, is the fact that they found an object around Alaska that was heading into Canada's airspace. Now, what I want to relay is that the next event that these devils are getting ready to push forth through the power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to be something way more drastic than the C-19 event. And that event changed the whole world. Okay? That event changed the whole planet Earth. Okay, had you on lockdown like children. So this one is going to be on a way higher level than that. They're not coming with the same force. These pains, these birth pains, as the scriptures call it, is going to increase. It's not going to get lighter. It's going to become more and more painful as time goes forward. So we know that Esau Edom is preparing. I'm going to start with Revelations 12 and 12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." Okay, the reason why he's coming out with great wrath is because he knows the Heavenly Father has a particular time period that he's getting ready to take him down. So he has to move quickly. Okay? Give me a second. Okay, this is Job 14 and verse 5. It says, "Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass." And that applies to every man on the earth. Okay, when you read Job the 14th chapter, that really applies to every man on the earth. But that also applies to every rulership. Okay, because he put them up for a time period, and that time period was for the day of evil, which is getting ready to approach. Okay, so we're getting ready to come into that day of evil. Let's get Proverbs 16. Proverbs 16 and verse 4, it says, "Yahweh hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil." So he created these devils for the day of evil to bring forth, all this wickedness so the Lord could judge this place. And the thing about it is he's using these devils to judge it. He's using these Edomites to bring forth that judgment. Okay, specifically these elites. And it's going to be bad. They're looking for a complete breakdown of society, which is something that these people have never ever witnessed. Okay, especially in the first world countries. All right. This is Ezekiel 21 and verse 9. It says, "Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith Yahweh, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth?" Right? And that sword represents the death that's getting ready to come forth. Okay, so is it the time to be in a mirthful spirit? The scriptures say that there's a time for everything on the season, on the earth. Okay, there's a season for everything. We're not in the time of mirth. This is why we get on these other Israelite camps for pushing out that party spirit constantly. Because that's not what you should be showing Israel at this point in time. This is very serious. And I know for a fact that these other camps are not going to be prepared mentally for what's getting ready to come. Because they're not in the right spirit. He said, "It contemneth the rod of my son, as every tree. And he hath given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened, and it is furbished, to give it into the hand of the slayer." And the slayer is the Edomites. That's the murderer from the beginning. Okay, because you have to remember, the spirit of Cain right, was reincarnated into Esau, and his descendants have the spirit of the wicked within them. Even Cain's descendants had the same mindset of Cain. You have to understand, this was a lineage of the wicked. Hold on, let's go to Genesis. Let's go to Lamech. Let's go to Lamech. How do you spell it? Yeah, Lamech, I believe. You go to Lamech. Okay, yeah, there we go. Right, this is a descendant of Cain. Right, there was also a man named Enoch that was descendant from Cain, but there was another Enoch which was righteous, which was descendant of which was a descendant of Seth, which is where the line of the righteous came, the sons of God. Okay, you have to understand there's three classifications of men in the Bible. There's the sons of men, which are the heathen nations, the other nations. Okay, and then you have the sons of God, which are the Israelites, which back then they weren't called Israelites, but when they were reincarnated, they came back into the Israelites. Because the word Yasher Allah means he is a prince of God. Or you can say he is the son of God. Okay? That's all spiritual. So in other words, when Noah came back in the reincarnation, he came back as an Israelite. When Abraham came back in the reincarnation, he came back as an Israelite who the promise went through. Okay? So on and so forth. And you have the sons of the wicked. That's the third part of men, the sons of the wicked. Which back then it was Cain, his descendants. Okay, which really brought wickedness, really spread wickedness throughout the whole planet Earth. But after the flood, he came back in the reincarnation through who? Through Esau, which was the forefather of the Edomites who run the planet Earth today. You have to understand the story of the Bible. Okay, this is Genesis 4:23. It says, "And Lamech said unto his wives, Adah and Zillah, Hear my voice, ye wives of Lamech, hearken unto my speech. For I have slain a man in my wounding, and a young man to my hurt." So he's basically making a rap song about how he put a man to death. This is the original gangster rap. "If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, truly Lamech 70 and sevenfold." Okay, you see that? So he said, "What if? Guess what? If Cain is gonna be, because I guess Cain had to have given that information to his sons. Listen, the Lord is going to avenge us if anyone does anything to us or to me, right?" So he said, "Listen, if Cain can be avenged, then guess what? I got to be avenged even more because I'm even more wicked than Cain." You see that? So this is what it is, man. These are the sons of the wicked that now, the present day, you had the birth of the Edomite. And how did Adam? What was the blessing of Esau? Because when you go into the word Cain, right? Let's get Genesis 27. When you go into the word Cain, Cain means weapon. Okay, the word Cain, I believe it's Kayan. It means weapon. Okay, because that's what they were all about. They're about weaponry. You're about the sword. Now, when you deal with what his descendants were doing, I believe Tubal Cain, he was mentioned as an artificer, someone who was creating weaponry. That's what Esau is all about. And when you look up the top hunters on the earth, right, the ones who are all about hunting and things and all about guns and things like that, it's these Edomites, man. All right, hold on, let's do this. This is Genesis 27:30. Actually, I'm gonna go down to where he spoke about the blessing, because this is when Jacob supplanted the blessing from Esau. It says, this is Genesis 27:38. It said, "And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. right? Meaning there's going to be a time when you're going to rule the whole earth, and this is the time that we're in now. And by thy sword shalt thou live. And you guess what? And also you're going to live by weapons. You're going to live by the sword. And shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Right? Because there's going to be a time when he would get the dominion, and we're in that time now. Now, the point is that was through the spirit that Isaac gave him that blessing of living by his sword. And this is why it said that there's a sword sharpened and it's given into the hand of the slayer, which is Esau Edom. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go to Revelations, the 4th chapter, because Esau's getting ready to use this sword. All right, no, or not the 4th chapter, the 6th chapter, Salakia, and the 4th verse, right? Because Esau's getting ready to use this sword. He's not the sword that he has is not in vain. Okay, he has it for a reason, and his sword is not just guns and things of that nature. He weaponizes everything. The food is weaponized. The air is weaponized. The TV is weaponized. The women are weaponized. He weaponizes everything. Okay. This is Revelation 6:4. It says, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. And that's the Edomites. That's who the earth is given into what? The hands of the wicked. And that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. Okay, there's more death and murder going on than has ever been. Okay, why? Because as is the ruler, so is the people. Okay, Esau's a murderer and a wicked demon, so the people of the earth are wicked, and they're murderers and they're evil. Okay? It says, and when he had opened, matter of fact, before I do that, right, because it said it was given to him a great sword, right? It's showing you the power that he has through weaponry. What I want to do is I want to look up the word weapon. Let's look up the word weapon. Okay, let's look up the word weapon, because that's what the sword represents. It represents weapon. So let's see what this word weapon means. So weapon, a thing designed or used for inflicting bodily harm or physical damage. Okay, now he uses the food, like I said, the food, right? Does that not create bodily harm? Does that not create diseases in the body? These different heavy metals that are in the cereal, you don't think that affects the body negatively and inflicts you? Of course it does. Of course, and that's what it was designed for. These trails, these chemtrails they put out in the air, right? The elder Yerumya, I was talking to him last night. He was speaking about how the brothers was sick, and he believes it's because there was a chemtrail over the camp. Okay, and the chemtrail turned, he said it turned black. He saw the chemtrail turn black, and he looked it up, and it said that was something that causes pneumonia and things of that nature. So this devil he weaponizes everything. He creates everything to do bodily harm to people. Okay. Okay, it says a means of gaining an advantage. This is another definition. A means of gaining an advantage, and he uses these things, right? Well, an example of what he is taking the father out of the homes for the so-called black communities, right? That was a weaponization of the woman. That was a weaponization right there, because now it destroyed the family structure. You see? These different things that they do, these different systematic things they do to break down Jake. Okay, those are weapons. Okay, or defending oneself in a conflict or a contest, but he's not defending himself because no one is attacking him. No one is attacking these devils. Okay. So anyways, so that's the point on that. So That's what a weapon is used for. So every aspect of this man's society is a weapon. Every aspect of this man's society is a sword. Okay? Now let's go with Revelation 6 and 5. It says, "And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, Come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse. And he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand, which represents judgment. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see thou hurt not the oil and the wine." Now the oil and the wine represents the truth, but the penny for the wheat and the barley represents, back then it was the denarius, a day's wages, right? To get a measure, something it's barely a good enough meal for a small man. That's what a day's wages would be able to get you, right? Now you might be able to do groceries with a day's wages for the week, possibly, or at least a few days, right? So now you can, in that time, you're not even going to be able to buy, say a loaf of bread and some chips, okay, with a day's wages. This is what the time that we're coming into. This money system is being broken down. And not only that, there's a shortage of things, so the prices are going up. It's called inflation. All right, but guess what? It's systematic, because that's part of the sword of this devil. Okay, so he's doing it systematically, but the Lord is helping him, because the Lord wants this to come forth. He wants a famine. Okay? Now let's continue. It says, "And when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, Come and see. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him." Oh, there's going to be a lot of hell, and that's a condition. This represents a condition on earth. Okay? There's going to be a whole lot of hell on this planet earth coming, man. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth, to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beast of the earth. Okay, so the beast of the earth, the fourth part is speaking about the Americas, but ultimately, it's going to hit the whole planet. Okay, you see what I'm saying? Especially this beast system, which are the first world countries. It says to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death. So all these different things are going to be here, and with the beast of the earth, right? That's going to come too, and that's part of the Lord's armies. You have to understand the thing, and Esau's bringing in these things systematically. Esau might just open up the gates of the zoos to let the animals out, to make it more chaotic. Okay? The Lord is getting ready to bring judgment through this devil. This is Psalm 17 and 13. It says, "Arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword." What do you do with a sword? You wield it. So he's wielding these Edomites to do his will. They think they're doing their will, but they're doing the will of the Heavenly Father on the left-hand side, and they're going to be destroyed as well. It says, "From men which are thy hand, O Lord, from men of the world which have their portion in this life, in whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure. They are full of children, and leave the rest of their substance to their babes." And that's why Romans, the 13th chapter, says what it says. Don't fight against the powers that be. And that means to come up as a zealot. Okay? That doesn't mean, don't resist don't resist the mark. Oh, no, that's not what it's talking about. It's saying to come up against them as a zealot, to go and bring an army together to go and fight against this man and his system. No, he's set up to be in rulership for now. The one that's going to take him down is the Lord. That's why the Lord said, "Wait ye upon me until I rise up to the prey." This is Romans 13 and 1. It says, "Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers." Who's the higher power right now? The Edomites. "For there is no power but of the Most High," right? Meaning the Most High put them in power. The powers that be are ordained of the Most High. Whosoever therefore resisteth the power or fight against the power, or resisteth or fight the ordinance of the Most High. And they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. That's clear. For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. So the brothers don't have to worry about that. When we get stopped by the police, we're not, are they going to kill me? No. We're not worried about that. It might be annoying, but guess what? The Lord is going to protect you as long as you're doing his will. It says, and a lot of times when things go, might, not escalate, but, not go so much in your favor, maybe there's certain things that you're not doing that you need to get right, that you need to do right towards Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay? Doesn't mean he's going to destroy you by them, but you might get a ticket, but you might, if you were really pleasing the Lord at that particular instant, maybe the Lord would have had it where you evaded the ticket completely. Something to think about, right? It says, wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. For he is the minister of the most. And when the police pass by us at camp, they wave. I don't know why they wave, but the spirit has it where they always wave. I'm talking about Edomites, and the police out here in Montreal are completely racist. I know from firsthand experience in the world, man. Getting beat by police, calling me the N-word, and yeah, bro, I got firsthand experience out here. Okay? So ultimately, now, but they wave, and they're trying to make sure that we wave back. Why? Because the Spirit of the Lord is on us. Okay? It's not of us. It's about the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. They're not here to destroy us. They're there to judge the wicked. Okay? It says, for he is the minister of the Most High, to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid. For he beareth not the sword in vain, right? So they don't bear the weaponry in vain. The Lord has them with the weaponry for a reason. For he is the minister of the Most High, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. So when you see a Jake getting beat by the police or shot in the face, right, when he doesn't even have a weapon on him, yeah, these devils are racist, but ultimately it's the judgment of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And he set that situation up for that guy. Okay? So when Esau comes down with great wrath, the Lord said he's going to lift up a standard for the elect. But he's not lifting up a standard for the 2/3, for the wicked jakes in the world that's not following Yahweh Shem Yahushai. No. They're not getting a standard. They're not getting any help. They're going to fall by, and when he comes down, he's coming down hard. I wouldn't want to be, I pray that I'm never in that scenario, man. I just want to stay in the truth, stay humble, stay in the truth. That's it. Because ultimately, imagine being in the world and not knowing the truth, and this whole C-19 thing happened. Anyways, this is Revelation, not Revelation, this is 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 11. It says, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Right? Egypt, which is representative of America, is going to be smite with many, many plagues. Not just America, all around the earth. Okay? Especially where the first world countries, NATO and EU countries, that beast is going to get smitten, man. It says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seeds shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful constellation, right? So the farmers are getting plagued, okay? And not only by Yahweh Shem Yahushai through the weather, but these Edomites, which the Most High even gave them power to have control over the weather. So, and all that did was build up their pride more and more, so the Lord could crush them like the cockroaches that they are, man. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. All right, which is weapons, okay? And you're not going to see people in the street fighting with swords like in the ancient world. No, this is speaking about the different weaponry. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, meaning they're not going to care about what the mayors or the governors or the president has to say in that time, man. When there's no food out there, these people are not going to regard anything. When there's a shortage, when there's this and that, and they got to feed their family, they're not going to regard a damn thing. Or when the inflation is too high, okay? Or when the banks take their money. You see what I'm saying? Those different elite or the lesser luminaries, the governors and mayors and prime ministers or whatever, they're not going to be able to come out in the open after a certain period of time. These people are not going to be playing with them. Okay? You already seen the reaction that Trudeau got. Where was that? Somewhere in Ontario, man. They were cursing them out, man. They were basically like they were ready to riot and go deal with them. Right? And we're not telling people to do that. We're just saying what the prophecy says is going to happen. Okay? It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. So cities are going to be blocked off. And that happened during C-19. Okay? It happened. They blocked off places. You couldn't go this way without the juice and, the curfew. You can't be outside unless you got permission. And so imagine the thing that's getting ready to come is going to be worse than that. So imagine what kind of scenario that's going to be in. Hey, you better stop tearing. You better stop waiting to turn to the Lord. You better stop waiting to go out there to do the work of Yahweh Shem Shai. You better stop playing. Okay? You better get out there. Okay? It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Okay? Yeah, men are going to be hell of afraid. It said that men shall be as women in that day. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. See, we didn't really see that on a high level yet, but that's coming. Kicking in doors, looking for food, killing people. Oh yeah, people are gonna be doing this, and especially when them Edomites are gonna be the first ones to get. They're gonna be the first ones to start acting crazy, and they're gonna be the ones that are gonna get the most grimy, the quickest, because these Edomites, that's their nature. And they're going to go back to their nature. That's why I said that Kumbaya, I did a video that Kumbaya spirit is going to put Jake to death, is going to have Jake be put to death in that day. Thinking that these Edomites are your friends, thinking that you don't have enemies. Oh, we all bleed red. Oh, you're going to see that you bleed red. Oh, you're going to see it firsthand. Playing with these Edomites, man. The scriptures say never trust thine enemy, man. Okay? Because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Oh, that lack of bread is going to bring some major issues, man. Major issues. This is Second Ezra 16, and I'll start at verse I'll start at verse 20. Matter of fact, I'll start at verse 27. It says, so that one man, no, I need to go up a bit. I'll start at verse 24. 23. Salakia, brother, Salakia. Let me just find a spot where I really want to start. Give me a second, man. I'll start at 21. Okay, it says, behold, victuals shall be sold good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case, right? And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. That's what's growing. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine. Oh, that's coming. Okay, that's coming. And the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Or that's Amos 5, where it says you shall, run from a lion, a bear met him, and then he laid his hand on the wall and the serpent bit him. There's going to be terrors on every side. Okay, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, right? So much dead bodies that people are not even going to regard them, not going to pick them up, not going to bury them. And some people are just going to go eat them because they ain't going to have nothing else to eat. And there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men. And they want you to be in this type of scenario, this type of apocalyptic lion legend type scenario for a time period. Because first of all, they're trying to cut off the majority of the people on the planet Earth, like 80%. And then on top of that, they want the people that's left to be so scared, man, that they just run to get whatever they offer them. So it's gonna be a time period that you're gonna have to go through that, right? But the elect is gonna be protected. Okay, it says, so that one man shall desire to see another, and to hear his voice. For of a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rock. So anyways, these different things you're seeing, these different things, they're hinting to different things. And they already said in that meeting that they're waiting for, within the year or two, a cyber attack. Okay? So, hopefully it comes within a year rather than 2. All right? Because I just want Esau to just press the button, man. Stop playing games, man. Just press the button. Okay? Baba Kasha. All right? Because the sooner that happens, man, the better it is for us. The closer we are to Yahushua coming back. And really, that's where the elect flourish. That's where the men of the Lord flourish anyway. Okay? These people are going to be distressed. Oh, yeah. So with that, Lord's willing, this was edifying to the elect. Say shalom until the next video.